streak of lightning flashing across the sky. Like the swiftest arrow whizzing from a bow. Like a mighty cannonball he seems to fly. You'll hear about him everywhere you go. The time will come when everyone will know the name of champion no one knows.
Ricky! Oh, Ricky!
I'll never understand why fish like worms. But as long as they do, here's another nice juicy one. Oh, gosh. Is it time to go meet the stage already, Uncle Sandy?
It was time about 10 minutes ago. Say, that's a nice idea, digging worms to take to the new minister as a welcoming present.
Oh, Uncle Sandy, I just thought that it wouldn't take long to go to town and meet the stage, say hello to the new minister, and I could still go fishing.
Are you going to try and put your socks on over all that mud?
Oh, gosh. I guess I better wash them and dry them. If you got time to wait.
No, I'm afraid I haven't. Being chairman of the welcoming committee, I should be there when the stage comes in.
Well, I'm sorry, Uncle Sandy.
Well, it's tough luck all around.
Tough luck? Well, how do you mean?
I was going to buy you a real fishing pole in town, a bamboo one. But if you're not going to be there to pick it out, guess it'll have to wait.
I wonder why I ever think I'm smarter than Uncle Sandy. I guess there's nothing left to do but change my clothes and go fishing with the old pole. Come on, Rebel. Here's Champ. He wants me to come with him. Maybe something's wrong. You stay here, Rebel, and watch these. I'll be back. I understand, Champ. Show me. They're blocking the stage road. Come on, Champ.
That'll do it.
Uncle Sandy! Sheriff Jensen! The stage is going to be held up.
Oh, now, Ricky.
I'm not imagining things, Uncle Sandy. I saw 4 men blocking the road so the stage couldn't get by.
Good gracious, I hope they don't rob the new minister. What a dreadful impression he'll get of our community.
You recognize them?
No, strangers, and tough-looking ones.
Ricky might be jumping to conclusions, Sheriff. But blocking a road couldn't mean much else.
Yeah, it's worth having a look. I'll get a couple of boys to come along.
It's up near Wild Horse Canyon. I'll come along on Champ and show you.
Oh, you don't. You stay right here.
But Uncle Sandy, well, I guess Champ can lead you there. He'll go back where I found him. Go back, Champ. Go back. Rebel! I thought I I guess you meant well.
Everybody out. I'll see that you hang for this.
Seems like I've heard that one before. Keep your hands up high.
A sky pilot.
His money's as good as anybody else's. See what he's got.
Don't cause him any trouble, Reverend.
I don't seem to have much choice.
Where are you going?
I'm going to help that man.
You can save his soul later.
Right now, I'm going to try and save his life.
Well, I'll be doggone. Leave him be. It ain't good medicine to shoot a preacher in the first place. When he's got guts like this, and it's plumb wrong. Get that money sack. Go ahead.
You can't take that money.
I'd like to know why not.
Well, if you do, I won't rest until you're brought to justice.
Well, you're fixing to stay awake for a long time, mister.
I wish I could stop you from taking that for your own sake.
For my sake. How much money you think we got here?
My friend, money you'll get like that will never do you any good. For he who lives by the sword will die by the sword. Or the gun.
Now, don't worry about me.
Worrying about people is part of my job, especially people like you. I want to help you.
Blamed if I don't think you mean that.
I do.
Thanks, Reverend. If I ever decide to change my mind, I'll let you know. But don't wait up for me.
Remember, God's mercy is infinite, and it's never too late to make your peace with him.
Sure.
Reverend Thomas, the money in that express bag was a big shipment from my bank. We've got to tell the sheriff right away.
Yes, but help me get the driver into the stage.
It's the sheriff.
Get up.
Stampede between him and us. Time they get by, we'll never find him.
Stage, but mercy me. Looks like the new minister's driving.
We were held up and robbed.
Must have been dreadful for you, Reverend Thomas.
Oh, I'm all right, thank you, but the driver's inside badly wounded. We'd better get him to a doctor.
And they took a big shipment for the bank.
Why, Mr. McMillan, didn't you see the sheriff out there?
Sheriff? Why?
I knew there was going to be a holdup, and I told him, and he and Uncle Sandy went out with a posse.
Well, I guess they didn't get there in time. Let me help here. Whoa! Gringo! Gringo!
I'm here, McMillan.
You didn't need to hit me so hard at the robbery. You almost gave me a concussion. Where's the money?
No, too bad about you and your concussion. I caught a slug from that posse,
What are you going to do?
and I think I can make it back to the boys and they'll doctor him.
You're not going to let yourself get caught, are you?
Sure not. That'd get you into trouble, wouldn't it? Get that money sack off of my saddle if I run into anyone that'd want it on me. Hey, McMillan, you're a church-going man, ain't you?
Of course. Why?
Well, that preacher said... Oh, never mind. Give me a boost onto my horse.
Sure you can make it all right?
I've never failed yet, have I? I'll be back for our hat.
I thought Reverend Thomas was swell, Uncle Sandy.
Well, he certainly got off to a good start with his first sermon. I want to wait a minute here and tell him so.
Tell him for me, too, will you? I'd kind of like to go.
And look for that fishing pole. I know. All right, you go ahead, but be sure and change your clothes and don't be late for supper.
All right. Come on, Rebel.
Reverend, I could listen to your sermons every day in the week.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Silver. That's very kind. But I think Sunday's enough for both of us.
Reverend, excuse me for missing your first service, but I telegraphed the Territorial Bank Commission, and they wired back not to open the bank tomorrow.
You mean the bank's closing down for good?
Unless we can recover that money, I can't meet our obligation.
Well, everybody in town depends on the bank. There's only one thing to do, comb the country for those outlaws.
Yeah, that's our only chance.
Not your only chance, Sheriff. Divine Providence might be on your side.
Oh, sure.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't try your best. We sure will, Reverend. Come on, Sheriff, I'll get a gun. Let's go.
Good boy, Rebel. Oh, well, thanks, Rebel. Here. Rebel! Come back here! Well, there's nothing to get excited about. It's only a horse. It's blood. Maybe there's somebody hurt in that shack. Come on, Rebel. What's the matter, mister?
Get...
Gosh, we need a doctor.
It's too late for that. I want to talk to the preacher, Thomas. He said it's never too late.
Yes, sir.
I never thought I'd be needing him this soon.
I'll get him right away. Rebel, you stay here.
after all to turn about dying with a gun, Parson.
Don't give up hope. I'm sure I can do something for you.
It's too late for that. But you said it's never too late to square yourself. Does that hold for a no-good ran-a-hand like me?
It holds for all of us. Any sinner who repents and turns to the Lord.
Maybe that's what I'm doing now. Repenting.
Your sins will be forgiven. And you can still do a great good.
How's that?
Many people will suffer if that bank money isn't returned.
Then talk to Macmillan. He...
Reverend Thomas, it sounded as if he meant that Mr. McMillan knows where the money is.
He could have meant that, Ricky. But he said too little to throw suspicion on Mr. McMillan without giving him a chance to explain.
It sure wouldn't be right to accuse Mr. McMillan.
No, it wouldn't. I'll see him right away. Meantime, I don't think either of us ought to say anything to anybody about this.
That'd be only fair.
Now, what are we going to do about getting him into town?
The Collins Ranch isn't far from here. I could ride down and get them to hitch up a wagon.
Good. I'll wait here till you get back.
Come on, Ray.
What do you mean by coming here?
Where else would we go to get our cut of the money? Did you hear about Gringo?
Yes, I heard he was wounded.
Well, it's worse than that. Some rancher brought him back into town. Dead.
That accounts for it.
Accounts for what?
Accounts for him not arriving at the meeting place.
You trying to tell us you ain't got the money?
Of course not. I went out to meet Gringo, waited for him for hours, he never showed up.
Yeah.
In there. Oh, Reverend Thomas, this is a pleasant surprise. Come in.
Good evening. Thank you.
I suppose you're making your rounds of your parishioners?
Not yet. I have a special reason for coming to see you.
Special reason?
You may have heard that Gringo, the outlaw who struck you during the holdup, he's dead.
Yes, I heard.
He sent for me when he knew he was dying.
He did?
Yes, he mentioned your name before he died. He said...
Go ahead, preacher. Just what did he say?
You're the one who tried to shoot me. Then there is some connection between you and the outlaws.
I've never seen them before in all my life. I don't even know how they got in here.
Keep talking, preacher. Did Gringo tell you where that money is?
I hope you're telling the truth, Mr. McMillan. Unless that money is returned, many people will face ruin. I'll tell you nothing except this, that the fate that overtook Gringo will surely overtake you.
You got away with making me look pretty foolish at that holdup, preacher. But you ain't got Gringo to protect you now.
I don't need anybody to protect me. Have you anything to say before I speak to the sheriff?
You ain't talking to anybody except...
Reverend, hold back.
We're gonna take him outside and make him talk.
But you don't need to beat him up.
Not if he talks. Pick him up, boys. And you stay here.
Of course I will.
Of course you will. Because if you as much as stick your nose outside that door, they're gonna be putting you away with Gringo.
branches of our government are the executive, the legislative, and the... Now, Rebel, how do you expect me to do my homework with all that noise?
Sandy, the dangest thing's happened.
What, another holdup?
No, the new minister disappeared.
You sure?
Yep. He didn't turn up the rooming house last night, and the horse he rented is gone. I got everybody in town out combing the hills. Want to come?
Well, you bet.
Sheriff! Sheriff! Come on, Rebel. I'll get my horse.
Will you tell me what you have in mind now?
All night I tried to get you to talk without hurting you. Now you're going to get hurt for talk. You're going for a ride on that wild stallion.
If you can't get that one, get another one.
I repeat, I do not know where that money is.
That could be a white lie, Parson, to help them bank depositors that you're so worried about.
I don't know where Reverend Thomas is.
Well, if you say so, I guess it's true. You being a deacon of the church.
Where are you going?
Well, Reverend Thomas said it wasn't right to tell about Gringo mentioning your name without telling you first. But now, I've got to tell the sheriff.
The sheriff.
You want to come along, Mr. McMillan? The other outlaws must have gotten Reverend Thomas, and after he tried to protect you, we both ought to help him.
Ricky, I'll come. I know where the money is. And I'll help you find the minister. Come on.
Mount up, preacher. You can hang on to that rope.
And then?
Every time he bucks you off, we'll put you back on again until he shakes your tongue loose. Now mount up.
Hey, that's Champ. Something's got him excited.
Come on your feet there, preacher. You got another ride coming.
Over there, Sheriff.
Maybe they got the others. Come on, Mr. McMillan.
It was foolishness, but I thought I could cover the losses I had from speculating in mining stock.
We got them all, Reverend. And one of them needs a doctor. Better get in the buggy, McMillan.
Don't despair, McMillan. You'll find peace now.
I know, Reverend.
I couldn't have stood another fall, Sandy. Your getting here was providential.
If we hadn't heard Champ, we'd never have found you.
The first time I've known a wild horse to be the instrument of providence. But that's what Champ was.
Like the swiftest arrow whizzing from a bow. Like a mighty cannonball he seems to fly. You'll hear about him everywhere you go.